My son went through the internet and found some of the best energy healing content out there. And today I'm going to react to it. I'm really excited to watch these because the energy field is constantly changing. I want to see how the younger generation looks at things, what different ideas they might have, new emerging science is coming out, and people's just different approaches to energy healing. I've been teaching over 40 years, traveled around the world to learn about energy healing, so I may just have ideas that are different than others. Let's not waste any more time. I'm going to get into it.
What if consciousness could affect the growth and spread of cancer cells? And no, the placebo effect is not involved here. So here's what happens when you have one of the world's top cancer research centers studying this, and its groundbreaking result might change the way we look at consciousness and how it influences biology. Researchers at MD Anderson published a monumental article where they studied biofuel therapies against pancreatic cancer. Like and follow for more content like this. And the biofield is defined as this field of invisible energy and information that relates to the underlying physiology of an organism. And they specifically studied a modality called the Bankston healing method. This is where trained healers go through an internal visualization practice where they rapidly cycle through desired mental images of their target in a relaxed state. And compared to controls and sham practitioners faking the healing method, the real biofuel therapists were able to consistently reduce the growth and spread of multiple different types of pancreatic cancer cells, where these growth-suppressing effects appears to be cancer-specific because normal pancreatic cells were not affected. And in mouse models, biofuel therapy consistently reduced the severity of cancer spread to the liver, where researchers found that these positive effects against liver metastasis was actually comparable to standard chemotherapy drugs. And most importantly, scientists may have finally found a molecular blueprint to why this works. They found that biofuel therapies significantly reduced a protein called FOXM1, which is a key driver for cancer growth and metastasis. So conversely, when scientists genetically removed this protein, the positive effects to biofuel therapies quickly diminished, suggesting that FOXM1 plays a central role to how biofuel therapy works against cancer. So considering that all these rigorously studied effects happen without physical touch from the healers, it goes without saying that there is something going on here about consciousness, the mind, energy, and the biofield that science is finally giving the spotlight to. And this sets the foundation for future studies showing how conscious, intention-based energy practices are not only promising, but can be highly valuable and legitimate to support.
All right, everything he's saying is so exciting, and I am thrilled the science is finally picking up on how energy healing works. It does work with the biofield, the chakras, which are part of the biofield. Every single part of you is part of your biofield. You emanate fields of light and sound. Those are subtle. I know William Bankston. I endorsed his first book. He did amazing research where rats were healing. The students were working on the rats that they injected cancer into, so they gave them cancer, when the students didn't even believe in energy healing. You don't have to believe in something for it to work. Now, what's new to me is knowing exactly which genetic, which protein is being impacted. I have seen people reduce their cancer counts with energy healing. I have one client right now whose cancer count was at 500. She is getting chemotherapy. It's now down to 32 because we work with the emotions and we work with the energetics that are setting up the cancer. There are real physical results. That guy is brilliant.
Where is my husband? Physically, emotionally, or spiritually? All of it. Physically, he's actually very close. Oh my God, where? Tell me. Spiritually, he could be on the other end of the universe. What? You still have work to do before you're actually ready for him. Excuse me, I have a job. I pay my bills. I have nice teeth. Great, but what about the ability to receive love without giving yourself away? What about the ability to give love without needing reassurance? Okay, this feels really personal. It is. You're ready on paper, but love doesn't care about resumes. It cares about resonance. Okay, but he's not lost though, right? No, he's just waiting for the version of you who can meet him without abandoning yourself.
All right, I think that message is beautiful. I take it to heart. We all want love. We want that right love. We want what she's speaking to, the love that resonates, where it's not just our heart, and our body, but it's our soul that can meet somebody. Even for myself, on paper, I'm a fantastic catch. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm quite resonating to meet the right person. Some of it is, I think, conscious because I'm very busy and I love what I'm doing, and the rest of it is, am I willing to open up the rest of myself to meet somebody who can meet me where I'm at? It's the perfect question. I need to keep asking it of myself, and I think we all need to ask it of ourselves.
Send healing energy to somebody through your hands. If you've got a sense that somebody who you love or somebody that you care about is going through a little bit of a tough time and you feel a little bit helpless, there is something that you can do. Contrary to the popular belief, you don't have to actually be with someone to send them healing energy. This is because energy transcends time and space. It's not confined to the prison of limitation that our brains like to limit things to. Start this practice by coming to a comfortable seated position and rubbing the palms together. Our hands are very connected to our heart space. So we rub-a-dub-dub, create some energy through the hands, and then bring the hands to touch in Anjali Mudra, center of the heart space. And we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to chant the mantra YAM. Sounds like yum. And that's going to activate the heart chakra so we can send healing. YAM. Once you've chanted YAM about 5 times, you can rub the palms together again. Then bring the palms facing up onto the lap or onto the knees and just visualize that person surrounded by healing energy.
I've watched her work many times and I find her deep, resonant, delightful. There's actually increased light coming out of their fingernails and their palms. So the hands are really magnificent and they are extensions of the heart. This is a ritual. You don't need to use a ritual. I don't need to use a ritual to send energy healing to somebody. Me to go through a rubbing of the hands, a certain pattern, a certain way of, connecting to a person. But you can just think of somebody. We are all interconnected, not just people we know, not just people who are alive. We are all absolutely continually interconnected. But if I'm caring about them, I don't need to use my hand. I can just use my intentionality, my desire for them to receive love, and then they can decide to let it in or not. It's a beautiful ritual. I just always like to point out to people, you don't have to do a specific ritual to send distant healing.
People put cords in your etheric body when you give them an emotional energy exchange. This is why narcissists love to trigger you, because they feed and they siphon that energy, that emotional energy that they get out of you. This is why they're always trying to panic and argue with you. It is so important you do not give them a reaction, because they cannot access life force energy without your energy. So when you literally give them no reaction, you are starving them, and you win.
I have to laugh because what she says is so simple and so absolutely true. Narcissists depend on you losing your energy, you giving up your energy, you getting upset so they can steal your energy. I would add to this that it's really hard not to react, but there's really 2 ways that narcissists who are greedy to take your energy, to use it, and then to wear it. So they look like the hero and you look like the idiot who's falling apart. On your energy field, they upset you, you give off energy, they take it into your field. All right, the other way that you trip into a narcissist, however, is they like to invite you into their field. They hand you a script and you find yourself talking in a way that you don't want to talk. Maybe you did in childhood, maybe dad did with the narcissistic mom that you had, but you're like acting out a part because it's what they want you to do. So I like to tell people, stay in your own field, right? Don't give them an inch of you, but don't walk into their field either and become what they want you to be. This is so fun.
The way to balance your chakras is to simply know where they are. So this is the system I use. You'll see the 7 main chakras from the root to the crown that people often refer to. You'll also see an earth chakra, which sits below the feet, and a celestial chakra, which is really above the head, but it didn't really fit. I also utilize a liver chakra and a spleen chakra, which would be over the liver and the spleen. And if you bring some attention to these each day, you can really help to balance them. It's kind of as simple as that with chakras. It doesn't have to be complicated. Additionally, it's reported that all of these chakras collapse into the center at some point during your healing journey. So let me know if that happens for you.
Okay, so I love this dude. He looks like he's going to go surf, and he says it the way it is. And I use 12 chakras. It's really rare in this sort of new age community that we chakra people tend to rotate through, that you find somebody who understands that there's chakras underneath the ground, over the head. There's all kinds of them. They really are supposed to collapse into the heart. I've also read from a NASA researcher, there's originally only 2 chakras when we're born, and then they expand. So we don't really know these kind of things. I would follow because he makes it really real and he's expanded. Okay.
I think my dad is a narcissist. Would you say his mood controlled the entire home? Yep. And my mom would always have us hide things from him or ask us to make her life easy. She was afraid of his temper too. In a way, he was like the child in the home, always on the edge of having a tantrum. It's common for narcissistic fathers to control the home with their temper. You end up being easy and quiet and never actually talking about how you feel because you don't want to set him off. That's how he keeps everyone quiet. Now he throws in my face all the things he paid for and how he was always around growing up. Financially supporting and being around for your children is standard in parenting, but the narcissistic father wants endless validation and praise for the bare minimum. True. And like I said before, it's like he didn't want children. He just wanted, I don't know, a supply. Someone who keeps them feeling important and needed and who never makes them feel bad. See, narcissistic parents are very immature. They believe their children are there to make them feel good. And when they don't feel good, it's their children's fault. They call them ungrateful or disrespectful because they want a child who's obedient and who doesn't have a mind of their own.
All right, so that's got the narcissistic dad down perfectly. I know a few of those. Not only do they need you people pleasing and praising and giving them your life energy, that's the supply, but they also need somebody to keep enchanting with how awesome they are. The thing is with that enchantment, they steal the energy from you, then they wear it, so they fool the rest of the world. Sooner or later, you stop getting fooled. I had a narcissistic mother who was also mentally ill. And so my dad was sort of narcissistic. He was more just an alcoholic who was shut down, who didn't want to deal with my mom. So that's how he taught me to deal with narcissists, like go along to get along and just hide. Just go into your shell. Unfortunately, speak up to my mother. I don't know how I got the wit and will to do that. But because of that, I was always punished, always scapegoated, always the bad one, pretty much until 2 years before she died when she was on medical marijuana. So she was like happy a lot and we got along really, really well. So, if you've had a narcissistic parent or partner or friend or boss, you know who they are. If you don't please them, you're up, creek. It's an energetic. They do energetic tricks. I've had to learn how to notice those energetic tricks, how not to respond, how not to walk into their energy field, how not to let them in mine, and to believe in myself when they're trying to shut me down. But I had to laugh at that video because it's just so, it is what it is. There it is. Well, I could feel the resonance in my root chakra. I agree with the list of your root chakra is blocked, you're ungrounded, you're depressed, you're anxious, you have money issues. I would just add that from my years of experience, it's helpful for me to know or to help people know if it's blocked, it's been blocked since you were in the womb. Develops between conception and 6 months of age. And so you didn't set this up. Maybe you weren't wanted. Maybe you learned to give your root chakra energy away or take on mom or dad's issues so that you'd survive. You have to do the work to unblock the root chakra during that time period. A sense of what was happening, and you can shift it. Energy changes, can shift anything. Just decide it can be as if you were wanted and loved and shift it.
clear negative energy in 60 seconds. Try it with me right now. So let's say you walk into a room and the energy just feels heavy, or you have a conversation with someone and you leave feeling drained and exhausted because you feel like you've picked up some of their energy. Here's what you're going to do. Find a quiet place to gently close your eyes. Allow yourself to take a nice big deep breath. Relax your body. You are going to imagine a column of light coming down over the top of your head and covering over your entire body, as well as 2 to 3 feet outside of your energetic field. This light is warm, it's calm, it's peaceful, feeling that beautiful golden light over your entire body. Now say to yourself, I clear any energies that are not mine and I release them back to source. I clear any energies that are not mine and I release them back to source. You are going to feel this column of light lifting any energies, any density off of your physical and energetic body and returning that energy back up to source. Feel the lightness, feel the connection.
I love her message. I love her voice. I feel clear just listening to her strength and sweetness. I also like that she uses gold. I think of gold energy as God power. It is the ultimate, most powerful energy that there is. It will do what's supposed to be done. I typically also make sure that when people work with that energy, they bring down the gold energy. And we have a chakra above the head that's gold, that we bring those codes down also into the physical body, because they'll make sure that you receive the sort of programs that you've always needed. What she does is brilliant. I know that sometimes I can't find a quiet place. You can just close your eyes and do it, because sometimes you're at an event and you just can't get away. Those are fun. Are you going to play those videos and then my reactions? Yeah. That's brilliant. I feel educated. I feel really excited that there's so many different types of energy experts, whether they're talking about the energetics of the psychology of narcissism or cleansing the field. I love the science. You know, it makes me more excited to keep going on Instagram. It's happening and what's shaking. And I think all the information comes from the same source. It's just a different angle, a different way of doing things. If I added something, I would do this a little different or that a little different. We're all just a little different. So my thought is find your way of teaching, learning, and knowing. These are amazing leaders. And I hope I offered a little bit of extra in support of who they are and what they're teaching too.